I would like to tell you, dalawa na yung naging commissioner ng customs. Sinabi po nila, inamin nila na may TARA system. Kayo na lang po na nandun sa customs currently, ang hindi po umaamin na merong TARA system.
Ang tanong, ulitin natin, tinatanong ni Congressman Acop, meron pa bang grease money o TARA dyan sa Bureau of Customs sa ngayon?
I have no information about a TARA system ongoing with the Bureau of Customs.
Mr. Chair,
Okay, see.
alam mo, nakakagalit to. I think you're lying to us. You know, you have been there for quite a time. If the commissioners know about that, why don't you know? You're a lawyer.
Mr. Jimmy Guban, sa mga katanungan ni Honorable Ortega. Before I proceed there, Mr. Chair, may I ask PDEA,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
could you compare yung status ng illegal situation in this country between 2024 and 2023? Alin po ang nagkaroon tayo ng problema sa illegal drugs? 2023, 2024, or what?
What will we compare, sir? 23 and 24?
Yeah, for 2024, mas marami ba kaysa dun sa 2023 ang illegal in this country?
Ang huli ngayon, sir, is paliit ng paliit, sir.
So it's improving.
Yes, sir. Paliit na paliit yung huli namin ngayon, sir.
O baka naman humihina kayo sa panghuli.
Di,
Di
sir,
ba pwede yun?
nag-operate na, sir, yung PNP joint with PDEA. Kaya, overall, sir, for 2024, sir, kaunti yung nahuhuli namin, sir.
Ganon.
Yes, sir.
Sige. Mr. Guban, ako, na-surprise ako dun sa mga sagot mo kay Honorable Ortega. May I know kung sino po ang nag-imbestiga sa kaso po ninyo?
Your Honor, as far as my recollection is concerned, it was PDEA.
PDEA.
Yes, Your Honor.
The same is true with Mr. Taguba. Sabay kayo.
Magkahiwalay po kami, Your Honor. Nauna po yung
PDEA
sa
rin ang nag-imbestiga sa'yo. At nag-file ang kaso. May I know who was the director of PDEA then?
During that time, Your Honor, nabasa ko ang director during that time is si General Aquino, Your Honor.
May I know, Mr. Chair, if Director General Aquino is present in this hearing today?
Yes, Your Honor, he is present. He was invited and he is here today, Congressman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Totoo po ba yung sagot ni Mr. Guban na kayo po ang Director General ng PDEA when his case was investigated by your office?
That's right, Mr. Chair.
That's right. So, narinig niyo po naman yung mga sagot ni Mr. Guban dun sa mga katanungan ni Honorable Ortega na nagtataka siya kung bakit yung mga illegal ay nandun sa loob ng customs area at sila nga ang nakahuli. Nagtataka siya bakit sila lang ang nakasuhan. Could you explain that to this committee?
Actually, sir, more or less, or more than 40 drug personalities ang napailan ng kaso with regards to this magnetic lifters discovery. Marami, sir, na hold, may mga Chinese, may Vietnamese, may mga personalities sa mga customs and all other personalities that is involved in that particular case.
We're talking of yung drug haul, illegal haul na involved si Mr. Jimmy Guban.
Yes, sir.
Doon lang tayo, hindi yung ibang mga insidente.
Yun na yun, sir. Yung discovery ng magnetic lifters.
May I know how many personnel of customs were charged because of this incident?
How many personnel who were, ano yun, sir?
Personnel of customs. Kasi, sabi ni Mr. Guban, yung illegal, hindi naman nakalabas sa customs eh. Would that be correct, Mr. Guban?
Yes, Your Honor.
At kayo po ang nakadiscover doon. Kung tama yung pagkarinig ko doon sa sagot nyo sa tanong ni Honorable Ortega.
Yes, Your Honor.
Di ba?
Together
Kayo
with
ni
Colonel
na
Asierto and
delayed,
Colonel Pardo.
Colonel Pardo at saka
Colonel Asierto, Your Honor.
Colonel Asierto, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, may no, kung ilan pong tao sa customs ang na-filean po ninyo ng kaso regarding this issue?
Merong mga napila ng kaso, sir, sa customs, particularly dun sa X-ray machines and all other departments. Hindi ko lang, sir, exactly alam kung ilan, sir, ang napila na ng mga lahat ng personnel ng customs.
Mr. Guban, what can you say about the answer of Director General Aaron Aquino?
Your Honor, hindi pa ho na-x-ray yan kasi nahuli po yan sa loob mismo ng yarda ng Manila International Container Port.
Hindi na nga po sana ako magtatanong. Kaya lang, nakuha yung aking interest doon sa mga kasagutan ni Mr. Guban, doon sa mga pagtatanong ni Honorable Ortega, na yung illegal drug shipment ay nahuli naman doon sa loob ng customs. Hindi naman po nahuli sa labas nandun sa loob ng customs. So, ako, even an ordinary person will say, bakit yung mga taga-customs, bakit nakapasok doon? Di ba? And ang tanong ko, bakit si Mr. Guban na lang nandun sa kulungan? Kaya ang tanong ko, meron pa bang taga-customs personnel na nakakulong because of this issue?
Yung nangyari sa MICP, sir, I think
you're
it's
not
only...
answering my question, DG. My question is, meron pa bang personnel ng customs aside from Mr. Guban na nakakulong dahil sa issue na ito?
Siya lang, sir, sa
Bakit
Bureau of
po kaya?
Customs.
Are you trying to tell us na nakapasok yung illegal sa loob ng customs na walang pagkukulang yung ibang tauhan ng customs? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Sir, hindi lang siya napila ng kaso doon, sir. Meron din kami mga Chinese na napila ng kaso doon, the importers.
Hindi, ang pinag-uusapan natin yung customs. Huwag mong isidetrack yung issue na pinupursu ko. Ang tanong ko is, why is it na yung tao, kasi ang tanong ni Mr. Guban kanina sa katanungan ni Honorable Ortega, bakit ako lang nakakulong, ako pang nakahuli? Hindi naman nakalabas sa customs yung illegal drug. So, paano nakapasok sa customs yung illegal na walang pagkakamali o pagkukulang yung mga taga-customs? Could you explain that to me?
Sir, I can explain kung paano nakapasok, sir, yung container van sa...
Kayo ang nag-imbestiga Bakit? Ikaw na rin mismo nagsabi, siya lang ang customs personnel na napaila ng kaso. Why?
The container van came from Malaysia and the container vans were abandoned. And that's the reason why nagkaroon ng coordination ng PDEA, Bureau of Customs, to check the legality of the container van. Kaya with all the requirements needed, na binuksan, sir, yung container van to check what's inside.
Mr. Guban, the Director General is not answering my question directly. Bago pumasok sa customs area, galing sa ibang bansa, meron po bang customs office o personnel na dadaanan?
Yes, Your Honor, dahil nandun yun sa container yard, dapat meron doon naka-assign na customs personnel, Your Honor, from that district. Port Collection District na Manila International Container Port, from District Collector, meron pong, I do not remember the office right, na nagbabantay mismo, Your Honor, ng mga container na nandoon sa abandon at saka mga bagong dating ng mga containers, Your Honor.
Hindi. Pagdating, for example, if it came from Vietnam, for example lang ito, sino po ang tumatanggap ng mga container na ito na taga-customs pagpasok sa customs area?
Your Honor, kasama ang PPA ang yung port operation, Your Honor. So yung Deputy Collector for Report of Operation, meron yan nagsasampa sa barko, sila nag-inspect din sa kapuyan ibababa sa container yard. So yung Port Operation Deputy Collector, Your Honor, yung office niya down the line.
Now, may I ask, ano po kaya ang dahilan? Bakit kayo lang po na-charge sa taga Bureau of Customs, samantalang kayo po ang nakadiscover?
Until now, Your Honor, puzzle po yan hanggang ngayon sa akin dahil kami ang nanghuli. Ako, Your Honor, ang ipinakulong. And according to the complaint of the Director General during that time, ay kami daw ay nag-conspire with Colonel Acerto and Colonel Fajardo na kung saan kami po ang nagtrabaho niyan para mahuli, hindi makalabas sa loob ng BOC upon request of the Honorable Commissioner Lapina. So ibig sabihin po, lalo na abandoned container yan, mayroong nakakaalam sa office ng Manila International Container Port kung aling mga containers ang abandoned na walang gumagalaw. Ibig sabihin po, may kausap doon na tiga-custom.
Kasi yun po yung kumbaga sa question mark o may walang kasagutan sa aking mga katanungan sa aking isip. Bakit the investigating body cannot explain to this committee bakit po yung nanghuli at hindi nakalabas yung illegal customs na taga-customs, siya ngayon ang nakakulong? Matanong ko nga po kayo.
Meron din kasing na-discover kaming container van, sir, sa GMA Cavite na nakalink doon sa MICP container or the magnetic lifters. So, dalawang magnetic
DJ
lifters
Aaron, malayo po yung sagot nyo doon sa aking katanungan eh.
Sir, kaya nga namin sila kinasuhin din because nakalink din sila doon sa kaso na na-discover namin sa GMA na 4 naman na magnetic lifters na na-discover namin. So these are the same magnetic lifters that was discovered in MICP. And perhaps, sir, I can also ask the legal service of PDEA to determine the real reason, sir. I am sorry, sir.
Pedea, what would be your answer to the request of former DG Aaron Aquino?
Sir, we'll check with the records. We are not still there in PDEA when that happened, but we can get it from the records of PDEA, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I cannot proceed more because PDEA is not ready to give an answer to my questions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Akop. Perhaps we will just pursue that line of questioning when the legal department of PDEA will be present in the next committee hearing. Yung tanong ko lang ulit sa Bureau of Customs, no? Ang legal department, 'di ba, kapag merong order for seizure, kayo 'yan, 'di ba? Sa office nyo nang gagaling yung seizure orders, correct?
No, Your Honor. It comes from the port collector.
So, ang port collector orders the legal department to issue a seizure order.
No, Your Honor. It's the port collector who issues the warrant of seizure and detention.
So, ang port collector.
Yes, sir.
Now, kung merong order of seizure, paano naman nalilift yung order na yan?
Okay. Warrant of seizure and detention assumes that the items are imported. And if it's imported, pwedeng may incidents ng duties and taxes or
Merong
violations.
technical smuggling
misdeclaration,
or outright smuggling, correct?
Misdeclaration, undervaluation, or misclassification, Your Honor. And then after the issuance of the WSD, the port conducts a hearing to determine if liable for forfeiture po yung...
Who conducts the hearing?
It's the law division of the port.
So in this case, kayo.
It's the law division of the port, Your Honor.
So iba pa rin yung legal ng customs sa law division ng port?
The port, the law division belongs to the port, Your Honor. Legal service is in the central office.
Okay, so who now orders the lifting of the seizure order or yung WSD?
So, after the hearing, Your Honor, depende dun sa mapapatunayan during the seizure hearings, it can be released or forfeited. If it's released, Your Honor, that's a decision against the government. It's a subject to automatic review by the commissioner.
Just
And-
like the recently, meron tayong na-seize na mga bigas that was forfeited in favor of the government, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, so, in other words, yung order to lift the seizure would have been issued or would have come from the office of the legal department under the law department.
Upon its review, Your Honor, we make recommendations to the Commissioner of Customs.
And then,
And then we draft the recommendation, Your Honor, for the approval of the Commissioner.
sige, we will just perhaps continue that line of questioning sa next because we can now proceed.
Meron lang ako itatanong din tungkol doon sa issue yun. If I may.
Okay, sandali. Kasi last interpellator si Congressman Acop sa topic ng drugs, but we can
may ano lang.
allow you for a short interjection.
Yes,
Congressman Dan Fernandez and then Congressman Paduano.
Yes, sino ba ng mga nagko-conduct ng mga raids? Doon sa, halimbawa, na-issuehan sila ng LOA. Di ba mga CIIS ang nagko-conduct?
Primarily, Your Honor, the intelligence group who...
Intelligence group of what
Of
division?
the Bureau of Customs, Your Honor. It's a group.
Ano
headed-
pangalan ng group nila?
Intelligence group, Your Honor. CIIS.
Yun na nga, yun na yung sinabi ko kanina. CIIS. Sila yung nagko-conduct. Kaya nga, Mr. Chairman, siguro kailangan po natin maimbita. Sino ang head ng CIIS ng Port of Manila and ng MICP? Head. In
For
chiefs.
MICP, Your Honor, I think certain NCISO and for POM, Your Honor, I think it's a certain Joel Pinawin, Your Honor.
Okay. So sila ang mga nagko-conduct ng mga raids na yon.
They implement the letter of authority issued by the Commissioner, Your Honor.
Yeah.
They're the ones who enforces the letter of authority.
So ngayon, kapag na-enforce na nila yung letter of authority at naging successful nga yung raids, what happened next?
Your Honor, in the enforcement of the letter of authority, the letter of authority comes from the visitorial powers of the Commissioner. It's the power of the Commissioner to ask proof of duties, proof of payment of duties and taxes on goods openly held for sale or being kept in storage. These are imported goods, openly held for sale or kept in storage. So with the letter of authority, the enforcement of which authorizes the officer of the Bureau of Customs to enforce it to ask for the submission of proof of payment of duties and taxes, Your Honor.
Pero dapat, before that raids na nangyari, hindi na sila dapat nakalabas doon sa port di ba?
Your Honor, if the owner of the goods are able to prove payment, due payment of duties and taxes, then it's okay, Your Honor. It's released or it's given back to, or it's not being seized. But if there's no, if the owner fails within 15 days, fails to show proof that
Bakit 15 days, attorney?
nakalagay po
Napakahaba naman nun.
Nakalagay-
Ano ba yan? Room for negotiation? Kasi pag 15 days, you can do anything Or
Your Honor-
bakit 15 days atap? Samantalang kung mapapakita mo na meron ka ng mga dokumento, right away. Di ba? Para walang room for negotiation. Kasi yun ang nangyayari Di ba?
Your Honor, the 15-day period is provided for in the CMTA under Section 224.
Nang
CMTA, Your Honor. CMTA, Customs Modernization and Tariff Act.
Oh, kaya nga, we need to amend that. Dahil kung 15 days, napakahaba nun. Di ba? So, Mr. Chair, I think we need to dig deeper dito sa sa isyong to kasi medyo dito tayo nakakakita ng window ng ng problema. At kung walang mga naparusahan sa BOC employee na nakapag-issue mga commissioner ng LOA saka ng SWD, tingin ko dito, Mr. Chairman, dito tayo naiisahan ng mga nagtatarang yan sa BOC. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Dan. Yes, as I said earlier, pagpapatuloy natin yung topic na yan dun sa next hearing natin dyan sa Bureau of Customs. Yes, and last but not the least, on the issue of the Congressman Paduano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anyway, Mr. Mike sila to, isang question lang po sa current customs officials. Kasi as I've heard kanina, dun sa sagot ni former Commissioner Feldon at saka ni Commissioner La Peña, it was admitted by them na indeed there is a TARA system in the customs. Eto, attorney, ikaw nga 2009 ka pa, mas nauna pa ka sa kanila. Parang kanina, parang ayaw mo pang aminin na may sistema dyan. Di ba? Mas nauna ka sa kanila, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Now, maswerte ka, hanggang ngayon nandyan ka pa. Now, eto, attorney, narinig mo ba yung yung supposedly proposed reforms that was proposed by Commissioner Paildon and Commissioner La Peña with regards to modernization and digitalization of the customs?
Actually, Your Honor, at the current...
No, yes or no lang po.
Yes, I have heard, Your
Oh,
Honor.
you have heard. Hindi pa nga ako nagtatanong ng next question ko. Defensive ka na eh.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Commissioner La Peña, former Commissioner La Peña, Commissioner Feldon, do you believe that if the reforms that you have mentioned will be implemented dun sa sistema sa customs, if not totally eradicated yung TARA system, that can minimize the TARA system?
Yes, Your Honor, it can substantially minimize the TARA system.
General La Peña.
Yes, Your Honor. That can greatly minimize, if not stop, the TARA system.
So, tama din po ba that may budget na during your time, Commissioner Feldon?
Yes, sir, around 400 million plus. But when I assume, because it's a project of, I think, Commissioner Biason pa, but when I assume it's already subject of court litigation, so it was withheld and never implemented during my time because the case was not resolved during my time. So hindi ko alam after me if na-resolve yun at na-implement siya.
Nung time
Your
mo,
Honor.
thank you, Commissioner Feldon, nung time mo, Jen, La Peña, yung time mo, what happened to that, modernization plan? Or budget na mismo, budgeted na pala?
Beg your pardon, Your Honor. Are you referring to when you say organization, you are referring to the centralized command center?
I think we're talking about the proposed, supposedly the reform that former Commissioner Biason wants to implement, and it was during the time also of Commissioner Feldon. Kaya lang po nagkakaso daw. So, nung time mo, ano ba bang nangyari doon?
I did not come across that project of Commissioner Biason, Your Honor.
So, you're not familiar about it?
No, Your Honor.
Attorney, sa ngayon po, are you familiar with that? 2009 ka pa eh.
Your Honor, currently the Bureau of Customs is undertaking...
Again, please, Attorney, answer my query. You're the legal. The time legal ka na, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, now ang tanong ko na sa legal ka ng custom during the time, what happens now? Ano yung update doon? Doon sinasabi ni former Commissioner Feldon, a project during the time of Commissioner Biason, and pinalo up lang ni Commissioner Feldon, kailan may kaso. O sa legal ka the time, ano na ngayon yung status noon? At what are the efforts being done by the present commissioner.
Your Honor, as I've been saying a while ago, Your Honor, currently we are undertaking digitization of all our functions, Your Honor, and I think we are at the threshold of 90%. However, we are being handicapped by a certain case pending with the Manila trial courts, enjoining or stopping the Bureau of Customs from further improving its system, Your Honor.
Sino yung ano?
There's a case, Your Honor. It's a case filed against the Bureau of Customs by a certain Omniprime, Your Honor. Omniprime case.
Ano yung company niyan? Importer?
No, Your Honor. It's a service.
Ang case nyo is not all about the implementation of the project, but with regards to the...
With regards to the improvement of our system,
pero,
computer system.
Pero ang nag-file ng case against you is...
Omniprime.
Ano yung Omniprime? Ano yung interest nila doon?
Your Honor, they participated in a
bidding.
Bidding, Your Honor.
So it's not all about their intention to stop.
Yeah,
but because they are part of the bidding, tapos hindi po nabigay sa kanila, tama? Ganon po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, is a different case that happens during the time of former Commissioner Paeldon and Commissioner Biason? It's a different case.
If my memory serves me right, Your Honor, I think it started with Commissioner Lina, Your Honor. Yeah. Commissioner Lina.
Okay, anyway, Mr. Chairman, since Chairman Navantes already moved that we will invite Commissioner Rubio, siguro po tama din lang na in the next hearing dapat po ipatawag natin si Commissioner Rubio para diretso po na masagot niya yung mga katanungan, especially those proposed reforms that was proposed by former commissioners of customs. Now, Mr. Chairman, punta ko lang po si Jimmy Guban. Jimmy, yung case na nakaharap mo ngayon, is that, sino ba yung source of information na may papasok na droga that time?
Your Honor, that came from Colonel Asierto and Colonel Fajardo.
Colonel Asierto and Colonel Fajardo then kinordinate sa'yo?
Yes, Your Honor. Dahil sa customs ako po na ang nag-monitor sa loob kasi hindi naman sila makakapasok.
Okay.
At wala silang direct line para sa customs.
So, may information, nahuli mo?
Together with PDEA, Your Honor.
Together
Your Honor, I am working inside of the Bureau of Customs together with PDEA.
Okay, with PDEA.
Representative of the PDEA, Your Honor.
Who is the head of the operations at the time? That
During that time, Your Honor, the director of NCR was then late Colonel Fajardo. Pero yung team leader niya sa port, I think a certain Bagawi in Soriano. Soriano testified, Your Honor, in court na we were together nung nagtinatrabaho namin yan. Agent Soriano,
so Agent Soriano is still active in the PDEA?
I'm sure, Your Honor. Soriano in Bagawi, Your Honor.
PDEA? Hindi kasi, Mr. Chairman,
Sir, will verify if it is still active.
Please verify it. Then, Mr. Chairman, with that, I move that we will invite a certain Soriano.
Intelligence Officer Soriano and Intelligence Officer Bagawi, Your Honor.
Intelligence Officer Soriano, Intelligence Officer Bagawi. Para magkalinawan lang po, kasi is General Aquino still present?
Yes, I think...
Kanina nakaupo siya eh. Nawala. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, since for the interest of time, ganito lang po. Pakiano lang po, ka General Aquino, be present in the next hearing because during your stint as the PDEA Director General, sa'yo po nangyari to, yung sa case nila Jimmy Guban. Kasi gusto ko lang tingnan, bakit yung information galing kina Asierto, at alam naman natin ngayon si Asierto nakatago, testifying in the ICC, part of the, witnesses of the ICC, tapos, sa inyo galing, sa kanila galing information, ikaw nag-operate, together with the PDEA, tapos kayo ngayon nakasuhan. Ayun ang hindi ko maintindihan. But your case, ang kaso mo is not part of that discovery doon sa Cavite that was mentioned by General
No, Your
Aquino?
Honor, that was already dismissed. Sa piskalya pa lang, wala na po yung Cavite, Your Honor. Ang ifinail nila sa amin yung nahuli namin mismo sa loob. Dahil wala naman pong katotohanan yung Cavite.
Dati, Jimmy.
Yes,
dati.
Your Honor.
But ang Cavite was also filed against you.
Yes, Your Honor, but pagdating sa piskalya, dinismiss na po kaagad.
Ang kaso doon sa Cavite, that's also involved Caserto and Fardo.
Yes, Your Honor, pero...
So, tatlo pa rin kayo.
Yes, the same, Your Honor po. Kami pong tatlo
Hindi,
na...
tatlo lang kayo. No other than...
Meron pa po, Your Honor, yung may-ari ng magnetic lifter ng doon sa customs at saka ni certain tatlo o dalawang Chinese.
Sana
po
ngayon
yata.
yung may-ari at saka yung dalawa o tatlong Chinese national.
Your Honor, nawawala po. Tapos pati po yung umami na may-ari ng kargamento na nahuli sa loob ng customs, nawawala rin po.
Oh, please, Mr. Chairman, please, can we get all the names that was... matanda mo pa ba yung mga pangalan, Jimmy?
Taguba, Your Honor, Mr. Taguba, yung asawa, babae, Katipan. Umamin po yan, Your Honor, during the Senate
Mr.
hearing.
Chairman, can we ask the help of the CIDG or the Philippine National Police to locate those persons
Tigakalapan po yan, Your Honor.
mentioned by
Calapan City.
by Jimmy? Kasi kailangan patawag natin yan para at least magkaalaman na kasi we will not discuss about the merit of the
Bikaba,
case.
Your Honor, Bikaba Trading.
This committee will not discuss about the merit of the case in regards to the case that has filed to you and now under appeal. What I'm saying is, medyo nakapagtataka lang kasi kayo pong may hawak na information, kayo pa pong humuli, now, kayo pong nakasuhan. Yun lang po. Kaya we have to clear it out dun sa mga possible persons, no? Persons involved in that operations, Mr. Chairman. With that, as of now, Mr. Chairman, yun lang po muna. General Aquino, next time lang po. Kasi naghabol po tayo ng oras. I will ask you once again the question that I asked when you were not around. No? Next time na lang po.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Mr.
thank you.
Thank you,
Chairman.
Congressman Paduano. Comsec, please take note of the persons that Congressman Paduano would want to invite for the next committee hearing.
Ay nag-i-issue tayo ng no, di ba? Minsan hinahabol natin yan, di ba? Nag-i-issue tayo ng parang letter of authority para doon po sa mga illegal goods na nire-raid natin sa mga warehouses. Is this a correct assumption? Kay Mr. La Peña and Mr. Paldon, you can answer both.
Yes, sir. The commissioner is granted by the new law, Customs Modernization and Tariff Act of 2016, to issue search warrant as far as imported commodities are concerned. So
Yes.
the customs can issue search warrants and confiscate smuggled commodities. Your
Yeah,
Honor.
okay. So, may mga ini-issue tayong letter of authority. Tapos, kapag nakita natin na yun nasa mga warehouses na yon are illegal goods, nag-i-issue tayo ng warrant to seize and to destroy. Ganun ba ginagawa ng Bureau?
You can confiscate the commodity outrightly, Your Honor. And depending on the type of commodity, let's say in my time, sir, if I may, the importation of fake cigarette seals that were actually used for local manufacturers in their cigarettes is one of the powers of the customs to seize and confiscate commodities.
So-
Those are just ones of the...
So, yung mga confiscated na mga goods, yung mga illegal goods na nako-confiscate because of the warrant that are being issued by the BOC, how can we be sure of na hindi yung po bumabalik sa market na lahat ng mga goods na nako-confiscate ay napapapunta po doon muli sa BOC or ito po ay talagang dinidestroy? What are the parameters being undertaken by the Bureau para yung kinonduct po nating raid through the letter of authority on raiding that warehouse where the illegal goods are being kept? Anong assurance ng taong bayan na hindi po ito bumabalik doon sa black market, kumbaga, sa mga suki buyer na pinalusot? Kasi usually, 'di ba, katulad nung sinasabi natin sa mga illegal na 'yan, 'di ba, minsan hindi naman talaga sinusunog lahat eh. Yung hindi naman dinidestroy lahat, 'di ba? So what are the parameters?
The disposal of some commodities, the authority to dispose it or how to proceed after the confiscation is no longer under the authority of the commissioner. It goes to the secretary level, and
Secretary of
finance. That's where the BOC is under. So for like perishable items, talagang let's say sibuyas, nabulok na yan doon sa pier, pinoprocess pa yung disposal niyan. So there's specific parameters on how these commodities are being disposed of. But for the recyclable, let's say for the cigarette, hindi mo yan basta-basta lang itapon kasi yung shelf life time niyan is mahaba. So even the highest government meron siyang power to address how these confiscated commodities are to be disposed of. So hindi lang talaga commissioner lang, Your Honor.
So dito sa mga raids that are being or were being conducted noon before, meron na bang naging successful yung mga kinasuhan natin? Kasi in the first place, dapat, di ba, kung nag-grade tayo, tapos na-confiscate natin yung mga illegal goods sa isang warehouse. So, dahil nga, nandun siya sa warehouse, illegal goods siya, meron na bang nakasuhan sa BOC? Because nakalusot eh. Lumabas eh. Nakarating sa warehouse eh. And we have numerous, marami tayong mga raids that were conducted that was issued by the commissioner ng letter of authority para mag-search ng mga illegal commodities. So, nakita natin, napatunayan natin na maraming mga illegal goods. So, meron bang kinasuhan sa BOC because of that? Sige, sir.
Your Honors, during my time, the biggest, let's say, success the BOC has achieved was the payment of 33 billion pesos to the Philippine government as a result of our raid.
Commissioner, yung tinatanong ko po, kung merong kinasuhan sa BOC, kasi nakalusot eh. Halimbawa,
Yes, sir.
kotse.
Yes, sir.
Nakalusot. May kinasuhan po ba?
Yes, sir. Yung Mighty Cigarette, we raided that, we filed a case, and they settled to pay the government 33 billion pesos. That's the biggest during my time.
Aside from that, kasi siguro we need to find out, no? During your time, during ng mga BOC natin, na commissioner, Mr. Chairman, siguro alamin po natin kung ilan po yung inisyo nilang letter of authority or yung mga kinonduct nilang mga search at mga raids. Tapos makita natin ilang successful raids po doon ang nagkaroon ng doon sa mga empleyado natin sa BOC na nagot dahil doon po sa mga naging successful na raids. So I think it's high time that we audit the letter of authority that was being issued by the commissioners. Kasi makikita po natin yung mga issuance nila ng letter of authority doon sa mga raid na kinonduct nila. At kung successful ito, ilan ang nanagot sa BOC ng mga empleyado. So, Mr. Chairman, I think in the next hearing, we will be asking the present, yung BOC, sino ba BOC natin ngayon? Sino nga ba? Si Rubio. To submit to us yung mga letter of authorities that was issued by the different administration. And at the same time, makita din po natin yung warrant nung cease and destroy, yung WSD na sinasabi. Kasi nga po, kasi dito rin po tayo nalulusutan eh, yung mag-i-issue sila ng warrant to cease and destroy. Pero ang dinedestroy nila, tama, si Nick Paldon na depende. Kung perishable, maaaring bulok na. Pero yung mga hindi, yung mga dinedestroy ba nila, talagang 100% dinedestroy nila? Yun ang gusto natin malaman. Kung naglilinis na rin lang tayo sa gobyerno, linisin na po natin lahat. So, yun lamang po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Balik na po natin kay Chairman
Thank
Ace.
you, Congressman Fernandez. Yes, Congressman Abante.
I just would like to continue on asking the question on the TARA, no? Sapagkat, Luca, we have been talking about the TARA system nung pang-isa eh. Pero hanggat pinag-uusapan natin yan, at hindi natin talaga natutukoy yan para hihinto yan, wala rin kwenta ito pinag-uusapan natin. So gusto kong kausapin si Yung pagkatapos ni Commissioner Peldon, si Commissioner La Peña, di ba? So, Commissioner La Peña, nung panahon mo, meron pa rin TARA system.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Chairman. Yes, there was. In fact, before I assumed as the Commissioner of Customs,
Pakitapit po yung microphone.
before I assumed as the Commissioner of the Bureau of Customs, I heard the privileged speech of Senator Ping Lacson. And the TARA system was mentioned by him, which is existing in the Bureau of Customs.
Sino po ito? Sino po?
Senator Lacson, Your Honor.
Now, I'd like to know, Commissioner La Peña and Commissioner Peldon, that the TARA system, if it continues, it is a big loss to the revenues of this government. Am I right?
That's right, Your Honor.
So,
In fact,
what happened in your own turf?
yeah, in my time, what I did was, of course, that's one basis ng aking action, plan of action in the Bureau of Customs. But among others, I met the Association of Importers and talked to them kung ano ba yung mga problema nila. And that is one of those mentioned. But among those, aside from that, the other problem is the slow facilitation or the slow processing of the papers. In fact, it's because of the slow processing of the papers that the importer go to those people who processes this their documents, and their goods or when it is delayed, there is a penalty which is called yung dimurahe, which is 10,000 per day. Ang dimurahe niyan, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman. That's why yung mga importers talagang bumibigay, even without asking. The TARA system actually is a facilitation fee na kung nagbigay ka, aalalayan yung iyong goods. That's why what I did as a solution is after talking with all concerned, number one is I acted on the AMO, Accreditation Management Office, because that is the first place where corruption happens.
Pero Commissioner Peña, nung panahon ninyo, andun pa rin yung classification ng red lane, ng green lane, andun pa rin.
There was, Your Honor.
But you did not do anything to remove it, did you?
Well, actually, Your Honor, it's necessary. The green lane has to be resorted to because kung hindi mo isi-segregate yung mga cleared na, mahaba yung pila ng mga container van na yan, container truck. Magkakaroon ng ng traffic in the process. That's why.
So what's the difference between the red lane and the green lane?
The green lane is cleared already, Your Honor. The red lane, these are the one that is subjected to a more strict scrutiny, passing through the X-ray.
Tama po yung sinabi ni Mark Taguba na pag nasa green lane ka, hindi na binubusan yung container, hindi na masyadong ina-examine yan. Yan ay talagang diretso na, ganun po ba?
That's right, Your Honor.
Therefore, talagang hindi mawawala ang korupsyon, Commissioner La Peña, because of that. Am I right?
Yeah, yes, Honor. But there are ways how to address that situation. And as I have said, we have to talk with the personnel, customs personnel, to move faster, to act faster on the papers of the importers. And I have a study, a plan, actually, which I have started already, the automation of customs. And if we automate, that will reduce the processing of papers, Your Honor, and that will address the corruption, actually, that has been prevailing in the Bureau of Customs. And there will be less human factor or human intervention. I saw those automated customs in the Kota Kinabalu customs facilities. You cannot see brokers in that area, but the container vans passes through na walang intervention, but they are subjected to X-rays. So it is you can collect more revenues. Siguro yung if you will go automated, the cost of automation is bak isang taon lang yan, iba mababawi na yung X-ray machine na yan o yung automation, I mean. So I last hearing, Your Honor, when I was here, I mentioned about the automation in the Bureau of Customs because I feel very strongly that will be the solution dito sa problema sa Bureau of Customs.
The Commissioner, both of you know, the digitalization of the agency like the Bureau of Customs was started during the time of President Ramos. I'd like to find out from you, what happened to the digitalization of the agency? Because, as you have said, that is one way to curb corruption, to digitalize the Bureau of Customs. We were talking with the Bureau of Internal Revenue chairman today, and he told me that that is one way to curb corruption. Digitalize mo ang agency ng ating pamahalaan. So, ano po ang ginawa ninyo? Uunahin ko sa Commissioner Peldon. What have you done as far as digitalizing the Bureau of Customs?
During my time, sir, there is, in fact, in the previous administration, there was an allocation of 400 million pesos to computerize customs. But it was subject to court litigation. So, it was never implemented during my time because the 400...
Commissioner, because there are some people there in customs who are actually against it. So they can continue the corruption. Am I right?
It can be assumed that way, sir.
Not only assumed that way, Commissioner Peldon. It is true. Di ba? That's the reason why merong court case dyan, napatagal yung digitalization dyan. Hanggang ngayon, Commissioner La Peña, how many % of the Bureau of Customs are actually digitalized?
Well,
during your time?
Yeah, in my time, Your Honor, the offices have computers, are computerized. But I am referring to the computerization of the importation process, Your Honor. And as I've said, we have started the planning of this computerization of the Bureau of Customs. Although, well, I was not able to finish it because I was transferred to TESDA. I became the Director General of TESDA. But just the same, that project was being piloted operationally tested, Your Honor, but it did not push through anymore. I agree with you that maybe within the customs do not like the computerization, the automation. That's why I should come from the national government, from the, for example, from the custom, from the Congress, and let it happen. Let the automation be done, completed, and implemented in Bureau of Customs. 1 year only that can be yung cost ng automation will be mababawi na yon sa revenue na
Mr. Chair, perhaps one of the bills that the Quadcom could be able to look into is the bill to actually digitalize agencies in government that are very much involved, especially in the issue of corruption, Mr. Chair. Pero itong si Mr. Taguba, ikaw ba ay dumating pa sa time ni Commissioner La Peña o kay Commissioner Peldon lamang?
Kay Commissioner Peldon lang po.
Okay. So, let me ask you, no, in the truest sense of the word. Now, you tell me, sapagkat Commissioner Peldon, you have admitted that you were not actually in control of everything. Ibig sabihin yung pag-release ng mga containers is not up to you anymore. So, director na lang, di ba?
The law specifically said that that's the role of the collectors in the 38 ports nationwide.
Therefore, hindi mo na alam yon.
The details of those packing lists, because in one port alone, there are 2,500 containers coming daily. So talagang napakarami. That's why the new law delineate the role of the commissioner and the collectors nationwide. Because commissioner cannot go to that 38 ports and inspect those
What
commodities
does the
coming in.
custom police do? Do you have enough policemen in the customs branch that are actually looking into it? Hindi ba sila ang dapat managot diyan?
I think just like the other government agencies, we lack manpower as far as the customs police is concerned. Of the 38 ports, I think the manpower to do that is not enough to really seal the borders as far as importation of contraband is concerned, Your Honor.
Chair, I'd like to make a request or a motion that we also invite the director of the customs police to shed light in this corruption.
Para sa iba pang karagdagang mga balita at impormasyon, ay huwag po nating kalimutan ang mag-like, share at comment sa video na ito, at huwag po rin nating kalimutang mag-subscribe sa aming channel, to continue supporting our contents. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood, at naway tangkilikin po ninyo ang aming YouTube channel.